Introducing the 3-part options course with Hans Albrecht. Get access for free by scanning this QR code or clicking on the link in the description.
Anyway, we have to talk about China stocks in a little bit more detail. I haven't had a chance to write it up, but they are definitely war here, US and China on an economic front that we're really going to have to be careful about. In other words, over the weekend, or I should say Friday night, we had this. So we're gonna have to really keep our eyes on this. This is the risk. This was in fact the risk. Trump is tapping down on China's investment in the US and U.S. investment in China. So there's a big old white paper, and it's an executive order that he addressed, that he signed after the market. I didn't see this until whenever it was, late Saturday. But anyway, the point is, big deal, big deal. So not only is it going to curtail a lot of investors who are worried about China being uninvestable by investing in China, this is the risk, but it's also going to slap the hands of those in China that have investments in the US. Remember, 17% of the entire US stock market is held by foreigners, and even a percentage of those want to go bye-bye because they're getting hit with tax treatments as well. There's very big implications of the tax treatment of those who hold equities here. Long story short, they're going to take their chips off the table and go home. This is a bigger deal. So in other words, here's the tax treatment issue. I'll be writing this up, but for right now, I just want to let you know that this is going to be a reason for some digestion in the China ADRs. So although I really like this space, there's no question, and Baidu held that 8760, we really do have risk coming in by policy intervention to keep money from investing in China, both locally and through the equity market. Keep that in mind. Baba had a good news. It doesn't matter. Planning $52 billion in AI and cloud infrastructure over the next 3 years and spending, and all of that stuff is fine for Alibaba, the company, if you actually own it via the Hong Kong exchange. But if you own it US stateside and you get that executive order that flashes on Saturday that Trump is tamping down on US investment into China or Chinese equities, and Chinese investors are at risk of a big change in the tax treatment, they're going to lighten up. So that's exactly what's happening. Now, you also know I have a very strong level, 120. 120 is critical. And by the way, this is a bearish harami already on the weekly. So the probabilities that this comes down to 120 now are high. Again, 120 for a year, 120 above. We hold above on a monthly, which is the red, or the quarterly, which is the yellow, which is also the 400 week. I mean, we're talking massive support. If we dump 120, it's done. It's going to fall just like anything else with gravity. So this is absolutely your level to protect against. And now we have a policy intervention to hurt US investors who play this game. That didn't exist until Saturday. So this is not just a pullback. This is how I feel about it now. This was extended, and you know, chasers are the ones that are first going to get hit. And you know, a parabola is trapped longs. It triggers volatility and liquidation. And now we have a reason for them to. So any news that Baba puts out is going to be absolutely trumped by executive order to divest. So big funds are going to say, yep, we're out. Anyway, be careful of this. 129.40 becomes 120. 120 becomes 115 again. So that is a gap down that has broken the 3-day. Remember the 3-day? I know lots of people are waiting to get back into this, but I think you need to let this thing kind of do its thing. Come back down to 120 and then let's see. Can it stay above 120 and then move higher? The game has just changed, in other words. We had no executive order going into Friday morning when this thing was pushing higher. Selling calls at 148 or however you're doing it, or getting a call spread because it's so extended with the risk that profit taking could come in. No, this is different. This is really different. This is danger for equity holders of BABA right now. If the US indeed terminates its income tax treaty with China, then all favorable tax provisions under that treaty goes away, like the 30% US withholding tax applicable to certain types of income, dividend, interest, etc. So say a Chinese person is due such type of payment, then without treaty benefits, the US payer must deduct and remit 30% to IRS. So I didn't know this stuff, right? When I tweeted that on Saturday, that Trump is tapping down on China's investment in US, but also US investment in China, and that they're looking at changing tax treaty with China. I didn't understand that. So this was the color that I got. The Chinese person would only receive the difference. They're literally going to take 30% off the top and send it to the IRS. They're going to start exiting equities. I'm talking about Chinese investors could also start exiting their holdings in US equities. This isn't just about US investors in BABA. No, no, no. This is about Chinese investors in the US stock market, the bond market, the real estate market. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. I think this is I don't know how else to put this, but protect, protect, protect. That is the chase du jour. This is not just a chase for the day. This is a chase for the week. This has two things going for it. If you are protecting, great. It just hit the 400 week on Q and it's forming an evening star reversal, and it's got the 200. It's got the 10 week is down here. You also have FXI, which is getting the same treatment, slower because it doesn't have as much of the tech plays. This is absolutely working. Look at the $35 puts even for this week. They're chasing it. Anyway, there's a reason why they're selling off. And BABA down to this 129.45. That's the easy part. Go to the 8-day, like keep a runner, go to 125, keep a runner, go to 120, and then expect a bounce. Does that make sense? I would not personally buying this dip. And I love this has been awesome. I mean, oh my God. But this is definitely a very different market that we've got right now.
Join Club today to engage with Samantha and her team of 10 experts. Scan this QR code or click the link in the description. Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more live trading room recap videos and other content.